What's up YouTube, Mambuna Marcus here. I have a little unboxing video for you guys today. Just happened that I was in the GTA, so that's the Greater Toronto area. I was meeting up with a fellow YouTuber, Lorenzo from MADCYPRESS Aquariums. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. But basically I was down there to meet up with him. He had a large male red tiger motaguense that I was taking off his hands. I figured, you know, if anything were to happen to the pair that I have at home, it's always good to kind of have a reserve male, especially on a fish that's pretty difficult to get your hands on around here. So I met up with him. I checked a few of the local fish shops and I was doing fairly well. I was empty-handed up until we met up. Once I grabbed the fish, I decided, you know, I was at Fanatics, that's in Mississauga. They specialize in a lot of different aquarium fish, especially African cichlids. And then there was a few that just kind of caught my interest and I gave in and purchased them. So I'll get to it. And in the first bag, it might be difficult to see. And again, there's going to be a follow-up part of the video where you're going to kind of see how everything's settled in. But these, I believe, are Xenotilapia flavipinnis. It's a Lake Tanganyikan cichlid. I've never owned them before, but they can be quite beautiful. You know, they like to hang above some fine substrate. They like to flash each other. And overall, I believe, are fairly peaceful amongst themselves. So it's a real nice pickup. Again, it was something I wasn't looking for, but I've kind of wanted these guys for a little while. So it just happened that they were there, and I took advantage and grabbed 6 of them. Next is, I have 2 pairs, and you know what, I didn't grab the name of the type of killifish these are. As you can see, they got some crazy color, and I'll make sure in the second part of the video I have the name. I'll just have to do a little research and maybe give the aquarium shop a call because I didn't write it down. And as we all know, there's a number of different varieties of killies. I'm not a specialist in this department, but again, I love fish that just look good. So these guys look really, really cool. They might do well in one of my smaller community aquariums. As you can see, those males are just flashy. And I decided to give them a shot. So real cool fish. A not so uncommon African cichlid, redfin borlei. This was a beautiful, beautiful male. They had a tank full of basically sub-adult and adult fish. Mostly were males. I believe there was maybe 1 female in the tank. But sometimes it's a good thing. Like when you go to purchase an African cichlid and there's 20 to pick from, and then there's that obvious one that really stands out, that's always a great way to know that you purchased a high quality specimen. So even though it's a common fish, this male is in just awesome shape. Beautiful pelvic fins, great color. It's going to be a real nice addition to my you know, my show display tank in my living room. Just got to make sure he's fully quarantined before I throw him in, but very happy with the pickup. And then last but not least, a nice big red tiger motaguense. As you can see, that's pretty big. A lot of glare. And again, it's a Parachromis species. It's going to get, you know, a male like this will probably get around 12 inches. And it's a good reserve for me to have. Like I said, it's not like a jaguar cichlid that you can go into every local fish shop and find one. To find red tigers, it's pretty difficult. It took me a couple years to find my pair. And I know they've made their way into the Greater Toronto area a little bit here and there. But like everything else here in Canada, you know, you might get a whole whack of them and, you know, the market will be flooded for a long time. But then within a year, everything kind of disappears and then you don't see the fish for years again after that. So I figure having this male on hand will be good. And that's basically the pickups. So here's a little closer look at the flavipinnis. As you can see, they're a really, really cool Tanganyikan cichlid. There's a number of different locales of this fish. I'm not sure what the location is on them. Again, I'm going to have to give the shop a call and maybe they can verify for me, but as they hit maturity, I might be able to identify them myself. Hopefully. Again, I've never kept them, so you know, my experience with this species of fish is obviously very limited. But as you can see, they look really cool. The dorsal fin itself will develop more of a yellow coloration in the dominant males. You can see the little iridescent blue specks throughout the body. And as an adult, especially in breeding dress, these fish can be very, very cool looking. So, like I said, it's a fish that's been on my list for a while. I think they're really cool, and I'm very happy that I was able to pick up a nice little group of them. They look to be good quality, and I imagine that they'll turn out very nicely. I'm going to quarantine them for at least a month. But I think they'll do well in my very oddball community tank downstairs. It's a 135-gallon tank. Has a lot of different loach species in there, but I think personality-wise they'll mix in quite nicely. So other than that, in this tank you'll see I also have this variety of killifish. And you can see why people like killies. They're just phenomenal when it comes to color. The camera's having a little bit of a hard time catching it, but this group seems to be quite nice, and they seem very active. So, they'll probably end up staying in this tank. I'm going to probably add a little more plant work to it down the road once I remove those feeder goldfish. But very, very cool fish. I picked up 2 pairs. That way, there might be a little bit better interaction amongst, themselves. I know they can be a little territorial and slightly aggressive, but nothing to worry about. In the tank that they are in, I'm pretty sure they'll do just fine. But again, you can see the attraction to this fish is obviously that beautiful coloration. And as you can see, there's the males. They're kind of taking little shots at each other, but that's very typical killifish behavior. The other fish that I picked up, let's see if you can stay still for me. Here's that borlei. As you can see, he's a beautiful male, very deep, deep blue. He stood out amongst the rest. He wasn't as big as some of the other males in the tank, but quality-wise, it was very obvious that he was the nicest specimen available. So you can see those pelvic fins, extremely long. I've been looking for a nice male like this for a while. Even though it's a common fish, the quality of these guys can really vary. So he's going to be in here. This is actually not a quarantine tank, and I'm taking a little bit of a risk, but I believe these were local bred. So I believe the tank that he came from, everything kind of looked good. This tank is due for a nice water change, so after I do a water change, I'm pretty sure everything will respond nicely to it. And from the tank that he came from, everything looked pretty good. Sorry, he's at the other end of the aquarium now. See if I can track them over. But again, he was a very, good quality male, and he's going to be a nice specimen once he's fully quarantined and settles in for my 120-gallon display tank. So we'll go behind me, and maybe he'll come out. It's going to be tough to see, but here's that male red tiger motaguense. It's a very nice specimen. He has a lot of blue to him. My male downstairs doesn't have quite as much blue. I put the little tube in the tank. These fish can be quite shy, and it can take some time. Not just red tigers. I've noticed this with dovi. Parachroma species in general, they can be quite shy and take a long time before they get comfortable around you. Some other fish species, they're very confident. But I say the Parachromis, it's not that they're not confident, I just say that they're, how can I say, hard to win their trust. So this guy's just in this quarantine aquarium for the meantime. He's in perfect shape. I know Lorenzo has had him for a while, but I'm going to have to do some moving around. I have this male red tear below, and if you've watched some of my other update and fish room update videos, unboxing and fish room update videos, I've been growing him out for a while, but he's ready to go in with his female real soon. So I'll take the red tiger, and I'll throw them into the red tares aquarium. So other than that, that's everything else. I'm sure everything will settle in and do quite well, and if you guys are interested in an update, I'll make sure I do a fish room update video for you guys soon. Thanks for watching.